My father had spent decades expanding and generating profits within the company founded by my grandfather. Recently, he promised to transfer a luxurious villa, a grand mansion, to me. Yet, I came to a realization what is rightfully yours should also be mine as your husband. This mansion is now mine, and I intend to hire you as a housemaid. If you resist, divorce is always an option. The twist was that despite the mansion being supposedly in my name, my husband had secretly inscribed his own name on the legal documents. Does he truly believe that's acceptable? Does he even understand the consequences? My name is Aaron. I don't mean to boast, but I was born into a wealthy family. My father, the CEO of multiple companies, inherited the business from my grandfather, who began with a small shop repairing and selling TVs and music systems. Over time, the company thrived, expanding into various branches, and eventually diversifying into the IT sector. My father had the foresight to sell computers and accessories before they became widely popular, and it turned out to be a lucrative move. Beyond technology, he ventured into real estate, collaborating with local businesses, and actively contributing to community development. My mother served as the vice president of the company, and after studying business in college, I joined the family enterprise. Despite outward appearances of wealth, our life was not as extravagant as one might think. My father valued instilling good principles, believing that spoiling a child would not foster responsibility. Our home was spacious, and we had a maid, yet as a child I participated in household chores. Dining at upscale restaurants was rare, and international travel occurred once a year, mostly local trips otherwise. My school life seemed ordinary, and it would have been hard for anyone to guess our affluence. Because of my unassuming nature, I dated guys within my age group just like any other girl. Among them, Michael, later my husband, was a colleague at the same workplace. During that time, I worked as a sales representative and office manager at an aid-related shop, and Michael was a sales rep there as well. I never disclosed my father's CEO status to my coworkers, making it easier for Michael to approach me. I noticed he was straightforward, without reservations. Though I didn't seek extravagance, I suggested places within his budget. When dining out, he would order generously, explaining that if there was extra, he would eat it, preferring a cost-effective way to enjoy a full meal. Some might call him frugal, but I found it endearing. Unbeknownst to him, I earned several times more than he did. Content with fair compensation for my responsibilities, I unconsciously became accommodating. Michael appreciated budget-friendly gestures, and during our dates I often bought extra food or thoughtful gifts, knowing he would value them. When shopping for clothes, I added extra socks for him. Whenever I got a new bedspread, I included pajamas and a pillow. I genuinely enjoyed making him happy. Even when visiting his home, I willingly cooked and cleaned. Out of the blue, Michael proposed one day, saying there was no one better than me. In that moment, I hesitated, harboring doubts. My father was the CEO of a major company, and he held a prominent position at my workplace. I worried that if Michael discovered the truth, he might reconsider our relationship. I decided to take him to my parents' home for the first time, planning to introduce him to my family and disclose everything about our background. If he accepted it all, I would gladly marry him. As the day of Michael's inaugural visit approached, he seemed visibly nervous. My father, strict at times, generally maintained a calm demeanor. When I presented Michael as the man I was contemplating marrying, my father welcomed him warmly, easing some of Michael's tension. Although surprised by my father's CEO status, Michael managed to navigate the visit smoothly, helped by my father's supportive approach. Upon leaving, Michael marveled at the size and grandeur of our home, expressing gratitude for my father's kindness and suggesting that we could get along well. When I casually mentioned my dad's ownership of additional buildings and a vacation home, Michael's astonishment grew. Despite this revelation, he decided to marry me, and I agreed wholeheartedly. Eventually, we became a married couple. However, something had bothered me. At the moment of accepting his proposal, I noticed a slightly mischievous grin on Michael's face for a fleeting second. I dismissed it as his quirky smile and didn't dwell on it. Perhaps, if I had paid more attention, I could have avoided the looming disaster. As Michael and I moved into a typical, modest apartment, he seemed to understand the significance of my father's status. Yet, I never explicitly disclosed my income, maintaining a simple lifestyle. Gradually, Michael's behavior shifted after settling in. While I balanced work and household responsibilities, he began demanding more. One evening, as I prepared dinner, he asked, "What's for dinner tonight?" I told him I had made his favorite curry rice, yet he appeared dissatisfied. Sitting on the sofa, he sighed, suggesting he wanted something like prime beef steak occasionally. I was caught off guard. He had never complained about my cooking before. I explained that prime beef was expensive, but he clicked his tongue, insisting that with my father's wealth, indulging occasionally should be manageable. Reluctantly, I agreed to buy prime beef the next day. Michael smirked, asserting that from now on, we should enjoy such things regularly. Though my salary could afford these luxuries, my previous lifestyle had instilled a reluctance to spend lavishly. To avoid early marital friction, I decided to cook the prime beef steak. Unfortunately, Michael's appetite for extravagance didn't end there. He frequently requested costly ingredients and insisted on upscale restaurants. His desires extended to purchasing a TV larger than 60 inches and a massage chair for relaxation after work. I began to feel it was spiraling out of control. I questioned the need for such indulgences, expressing concern about the expenses. Frustrated, I asked him if he thought we were made of money, challenging his lavish lifestyle as unnecessary. Michael frowned, clicking his tongue again, claiming that as the husband, he contributed to household expenses, and I should listen to him. His statements puzzled me. His contributions, while appreciated, were not substantial. I actually contributed far more, though I had never disclosed this. Yet he asserted his stance without hesitation. This sudden shift in Michael's behavior left me bewildered. He was not like this before, and I couldn't understand the change. I felt confused, unable to comprehend his recent audacious requests. To temporarily appease him, I said, "All right, I'll think about it." Little did I know, the reason for his audacity would soon reveal itself. A few days later, my father summoned me to the office of the shop where I worked, saying he had something important to discuss. While Michael was engrossed in his own work, my father entered and began a serious conversation. He expressed uncertainty about how much longer he could continue as CEO and hinted at the possibility of me taking over in the future. Moreover, he mentioned transferring the vacation home to me. This vacation home, briefly mentioned to Michael before, resembled a large lodge about a 30-minute drive away. It was where my father used to host gatherings with town shop owners under the guise of meetings. Even though these meetings no longer occurred, the house remained fully maintained by a housekeeper. My father offered me complete freedom to use the property as I wished. I was torn, unsure how to utilize such an asset. The vacation home spanned over 6,000 square feet, with a lavish garden surrounded by nature, almost like a mansion. Lacking the social connections to host major events, I considered keeping it simply as an asset. I told my father I would thoughtfully consider his proposal, and he assured me there was no rush, leaving a contract on the desk before departing. Returning home after work, I leaned toward accepting the mansion, planning to finalize my decision the next day. However, the following day brought an unexpected shock. Arriving at the shop, I discovered Michael, who usually arrived before me, already there. Instinctively, I asked, "What are you doing here?" To my astonishment, he waved a document in my face saying, "I overheard the conversation about the mansion yesterday. Sounds like an amazing deal, right?" I was dumbfounded. Reluctantly, I signed the document. He flaunted the very contract my father had handed me just the day before. Shockingly, Michael had inscribed his own name on it. I was utterly stunned and demanded, "What on earth are you doing?" Michael, showing no remorse, casually replied, "Why not? Your dad said he's giving away an amazing mansion, right? If you want his side, I figured I'd take it." He smirked, but there was no way I could accept this. I pleaded, emphasizing the mansion's value of $4 million and my father's intention to give it to me. Michael laughed, dismissing my concerns. $4 million bucks? Dan, that's impressive. Think about it. I have a right to this mansion because you're my wife and I'm your husband, so I have a right to what's yours. Plus, your dad really likes me. He probably won't complain. From today, this villa is my house. If you live in a wealthy house, you've got to make use of it. How about I hire you as a maid? If you have complaints, I'll divorce you anytime, he declared with confidence. At that moment, everything clicked. Michael had always shown no qualms about taking from others, practically stealing without guilt. During our dating days, I showered him with gifts, but he never reciprocated. My generosity might have corrupted him, leading him to believe that what was mine automatically belonged to him. My father's kindness likely made him think my family was easy to manipulate, and perhaps he perceived me as gullible. With a plan forming, I confronted him. "Fine, the mansion is yours, but I'm not going to be your maid. Let's get a divorce. Take care." I returned to work and called a divorce lawyer during lunch to initiate the process. Michael, unfazed, claimed he was fine with it and even canceled the lease on his current apartment. Little did he know, trouble was about to strike. Later, I shared everything with my father. From that point, events unfolded as planned. Weeks later, Michael called in panic after receiving an enormous bill. I calmly informed him it was the property tax for the $4 million house he claimed. He was clueless, unaware that paying tax on property is standard. Normally, my father would have covered it if the mansion were in my name, but upon hearing the situation, he was furious. Despite my warnings, he stated, he can have it if he can afford it, and accepted the property transfer. To be honest, I wanted Michael to learn a hard lesson. The annual property tax totaled around $60,000, a sum he could never realistically pay. Frustrated by his pleas, I revealed the full amount and hung up. Michael could not sustain living there and faced forced eviction. Unable to afford it, my father reverted the property deed to my name, covering the gift tax himself. Meanwhile, Michael faced severe consequences. He was fired, charged for unlawfully altering the deed, scolded by his parents, and shunned by acquaintances. Jobless and friendless, he barely scraped by in a rundown apartment, working odd jobs. As for me, I gradually prepared to take over my father's company. My father once told me success in business does not come from shortcuts. Reflecting on the near marriage to Michael, I deeply understood his words. Inspired by my father's greatness, I pushed forward every day in running the family business, determined and unyielding.